Took me nearly 3 years, and it finally happened. 100 subscribers! Everybody, move your feet and we're united. Oh, everybody, move your feet and we're united. Oh, yeah. And to commemorate this occasion, I'm going to review Alone in the Dark, the Hooray movie. Wait, why am I in a swimming suit? To do this. Oh my god, it's so cold! Oh, it's so cold! How about you? Good evening, my lunatics. I'm Moon Spirit. Today is a very special episode as I delve into what is considered one of the worst movies of all time. But first, a little backstory on the subject. The Alone in the Dark series is one of the first survival horror games to use 3D polygons and was a cornerstone for survival horror games like Resident Evil and Silent Hill. Over the years, the games have had somewhat of a rocky track record during the 90s. Then 2001 came along and they came out with a new game called The New Nightmare, with lukewarm results at best. So what did they do next? Why, make a movie, of course! This came out in 2005, directed by the shit-tacular director himself, Hooray, the name that strikes absolute disgust in gamers' hearts everywhere. And surprise, not surprise, the movie was a critical and box office failure, even garnering a 1% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. But you know what the funny thing is? The original draft for this movie contained an actual story that was more in line with the game, complete with a Lovecraftian style and Edward Carnby as a blue-collar writer. But Hooray was like, you know what this needs? A car chase, sex scenes, and a Matrix-inspired shootout, etc. Really, there's an article that explains it all. Now, I know the Nostalgia Critic already reviewed this movie alongside Spoonie and Linkara, but here's what I learned after watching many other movie reviews. Just because someone else did it doesn't mean anyone else can't. So, with all that said, here is Alone in the Dark, the director's cut. Yep, I'm reviewing this version of the movie just to see if this is a fiery flaming turd or a slightly fiery turd. Let's do this. The movie begins with a huge text scroll expositing the setting, which takes way too long, so... And here's the movie title, shown in a style mimicking eyes peering at the title, and then closing. Yep, I think everyone did it the minute they started watching. We flash back to an orphanage where kids are being taken away by Dr. Lionel Hudgens for science experiments.
If my work is a success, thousands of lives can be saved. It's not about a few children. It's about the future of our species.
Oh yeah, you know, science stuff that requires children's lives. No biggie. Luckily, one of those sacrifices managed to escape by hiding in a high voltage area. And he looks so terrified that he's barely showing fear. Kid, haven't you ever watched this PSA? No, Tom!
Stay safe. Stay out. Don't take a chance with electricity.
We then flash forward to our protagonist waking up, played by Christian Slater.
You eat cheese with dinner. My mommy says that cheese gives you nightmares.
Either that, or you're the worst kind of lactose intolerance, kid.
She says that there's nothing to be afraid of in the dark.
Your mother's wrong, kid. Being afraid of the dark is what keeps most of us alive.
People always tell me not to be afraid.
That's because they don't know the truth.
Well, there goes my SpongeBob underwear.
So maybe you're thinking I'm an asshole scaring that kid for no reason. But I'm just trying to protect him.
Yeah, he monologues quite a bit in this movie, but they are so inconsistent it's practically redundant, so they might as well have been cut.
My name is Edward Carnby, and I'm here to protect you from the things you don't believe.
Wait, this is Edward Carnby? But he's supposed to look like this! Or this! Or this! Or... wait, I forgot. This Edward Carnby is loosely based off the New Nightmare Edward Carnby. In fact, this whole movie is loosely based off that game. And by loosely, I meant not at all. Unfortunately for Carnby, he is being chased by this not Heisenberg guy until he crashes into a market.
Stay down! You alright?
Gee, I don't know. He's definitely bleeding a lot, probably some broken bones and whatnot. What do you think? So not Heisenberg decides that instead of just attacking him, he climbs a chain link fence, goes on a bridge, and decides to do a double standing elbow drop on him, which proves to be ineffective. So they fight until not Heisenberg grabs the artifact from Carnby and then... What? Since how and when does a paranormal investigator learn Kyle's flash kick? But realizing he's no match for him, he resorts to using a gun. But that doesn't work, yet he tries again. Why? Because of the way Bolt commissioned this part. Money well spent. But if bullets won't work, impaling him through the heart sure did. We then cut to a museum and meet Tara Reid. I wonder what her role is in this movie.
This is Aileen Cedric. She's the assistant curator.
Oh, I'm supposed to believe that because she wears glasses? Because obviously, glasses indicate intelligence. And I should know.
It's probably for the big Alkani show.
Upcani? What the hell's Upcani?
It's an ancient Native American civilization.
Yeah, everybody knows about the Alkani. It was all over Twitter, and Rihanna was Instagramming about it. The fact you don't know about it drives me so cray right now. I am so gonna talk about this on Tumblr. Anyway, we cut to Edward Carnby's place, where he analyzes a decoder ring. And first off, can I just say that for a paranormal investigator, he's got a nice pad! If I could get a place like this with that occupation, sign me up! We then see Dr. Hudgens as he and his crew uncover a solid gold chest that contains an item of interest. But his crew decides to take it for themselves, which unfortunately for them, it ain't gold inside, but something much more sinister. When that happens, Edward has some sort of migraine while all these people decide to walk out. Probably what everyone watching did at this point. Dr. Hudgens finds his crew utterly decimated, but at least he got what he came for. What transpired there catches the attention of Bureau 713. Basically, Paranormal Investigations Incorporated, led by Commander Burke, played by Deacon Frost himself, Stephen Dorff. Carnby hears one of his old friends is missing, who happens to be from the same orphanage as Edward's. So Edward heads back to the orphanage to get the files on all the people that went missing. 1 minute later, we cut back to his home of operations, while he monologues about his time with Bureau 713. Which 30 seconds later cuts to him meeting up with an old associate of his named Fisher, with information pertaining about the missing people. What is with the editing here? This movie is jumping around like a flea on speed. Stay, movie! Stay! Do you don't want chicken jerky?
I tracked down the 3 you asked me about.
Really? Because I counted, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5! Can't you count, idiot?
Nothing much in common except they all grew up in the same orphanage. Your orphanage.
Because this movie can't pick up place and stay, it cuts to the museum as Edward meets up with Aileen.
Edward!
God, I missed you.
I thought you were dead, you asshole.
Ah, so they're a couple! Just like in the video game! Except they were never a couple, and they weren't romantically involved! Hooray for adaptation? Anyway, Edward brought his artifact to her to see if she could figure out what it is.
The thing is, they're all from different locations. Venezuela, Newfoundland, Alaska, and now this one's from Chile.
But that would have been like burying them at the ends of the earth.
Yeah, but why? If you want someone to build a puzzle, why would you hide the pieces so far apart?
Because puzzles are meant to be solved! Hello? Anybody home? Think, Aileen, think! Uh-oh, we got trouble. How can we tell? Because of flickering lights. Really? This is supposed to be scary, Oibol? Not Now that I think about it, the lights might have been an inspiration for the Five Nights at Freddy's. Wait, this is our monster? Looks like a hybrid between Rozar from the new TMNT show and a xenomorph. Soon as our pair finds the dead security guard, they run for their lives and hide from the monster. Luckily, Bureau 713 comes in to save the day, and Berg meets up with Carby in his own friendly ways.
Why are you still here?
Why am I still here? I want to know what 713 knows
You're
about
not
it.
713 anymore, okay? That information's classified. That means it's none of your fucking business.
Maybe I have gotten soft.
You just keep walking.
Yep, he's an asshole. In fact, he's mostly like this on screen. Now this is the part of the movie where it decides to play seesaw. As in, go from one place to the other and then back and, let me show you. Carby checks with Fisher and discovers not Heisenberg was compromised by a symbiotic parasite. But then scanners pick up something on Carby that shows that... We come back to the museum with Professor Hutchins checking up on his artifact, despite somehow getting past Bureau 713 personnel. Luckily, Private Exposition tells us he's a former Bureau 713 agent. He's also... We cut back to Carby, revealing that he had a parasite in him the whole time, but it's already dead. So this was all pretty pointless. We then cut back to Hutchins taking a blood sample from the beast he kept hidden for himself, and injects its blood into his system for reasons never explained. We then cut back to Fisher giving Edward special bullets to combat these creatures they call Xenos. Get it? Like xenomorphs? Huh? Huh? And that's how these scenes play out. See what I mean? Good lord, pick a scene and stay there! It's like this movie needs duct tape to stay in one place. So after more monologuing and 4 minutes of nothing of value pass by, Eileen and Edward figures out the puzzle pieces, but their major discovery is interrupted by flickering lights, meaning we got trouble. While Edward is searching the area, I couldn't help but count the lamps that Edward was passing by during this part because at least this was more fun than watching this travesty. Then the Xeno and the compromised people attack, but when the lights go out,
There was a firefight!
And it's pretty underwhelming. Even though Bureau 713 does join in for the assist, this action sequence barely shows any action. It's just everyone firing in total darkness while this heavy metal song plays. So quite literally, this is a big but terrible...
Hey, Bert!
Wait, what? Edward clearly missed that shot! Yet the woman somehow died anyway? What? Did she get a heart attack from the sheer shock of getting shot at?
Holy sh...
No, that's horseshit.
What the hell's going on here?
Fisher's missing, so is Hutchins. I got a feeling this is just the beginning.
So after a jacket transition of all things, everyone mounts up to an abandoned mineshaft where paranormal activity is off the charts. Bureau 713 soldiers prep for war with the Xenos, but they're all expendable anyway. And it takes the movie 15 minutes for everyone to die. 15 minutes! Come on! Are we supposed to feel bad for these people? I don't, because I don't care! This is not disheartening, it's boring! I regret nothing! While the soldiers are getting axed off, Burke and company go through the mine shaft. There, they accidentally activate a Mortal Kombat pitfall,
Fatality,
and a crushing pillar. To which later, Edward realizes something.
I don't think we're supposed to be here.
No, you think? Unfortunately, another soldier is hurt, but then... Oh, come on! A quick time event gets a faster reaction than you idiots! And nobody likes QTEs that much! Want to see something funny? In the director's cut, nothing much happens, but check out the theatrical version. But look below. Yep, they changed the aspect ratio of the entire movie so they could hide that one editing flub. Boo! Fire the editor! So they discover a secret lab in the cave, and a horrifying truth.
$713.
We've been trying to stop something. They created the whole time. My guys are dying out there for nothing. For fucking nothing! God damn it!
Yep, I'm sure that's the same reaction when he realized his Hollywood career is done. They then discover a hidden gate that probably shouldn't be open, but the Mad Doctor is in.
Drop your weapons! Do it! Put them down! Does this place bring back memories, Carnby? You were my last failure here. If you hadn't escaped, 713 would never have shut down my experiments.
But just as Hudgens opens the gate, Burke's got a trick up his sleeve. Is he dying? Because it sounds more like he's about to hack up a fur ball as he was dying. But behind this gate is Xenos, which means the Maw of Darkness itself has now been unleashed. As they try to escape, Burke decides to sacrifice himself by detonating explosives to stop the impending doom coming their way. Soon as the bomb is set, Edward and Aileen escapes through a ladder which, coincidentally, leads them to the orphanage. Who'd have guessed? Wait a sec, it's daytime? But 2 minutes ago, it was clearly still nighttime! And now the sun is up? Oh, but that's not all. Wanna know what the real kicker is? As soon as they return to the city, the whole place was evacuated! Evacuated? In one night? Questions. 1. How the hell did an entire city evacuate within one night? 2. Even if they did, how could it be done in a way that there was no mess that could have indicated that they were evacuated? 3. Did the Xeno do all this? Because if they did, how the hell is there not a mess of corpses about on the streets? 4. When did this all occur? What the Oh, who cares? The movie's about to end anyway, albeit by ripping off another movie. A much better one I should have watched instead. So, that was Alone in the Dark. Was it a faithful adaptation to the game? Hell no! It barely was! But, take that all the way, is it at least a good action horror movie? No f***ing way! This movie should have been left in the dark! Alone! Forever! Hell, the director's cut barely improved on anything! All the director's cut did was add more blood and guts and some unnecessary dialogue. But they did cut a Tara Reid sex scene that had no context to it whatsoever. Believe me, even porn directors would shout, "Context! Where's the context?" Don't question that, just go with it. And remember the bomb scene at the end? It reveals that Burke somehow survived. But he never got out anyway, so he might as well just have stayed dead! Either way, the acting is atrocious, the production quality is poorly and cheaply utilized, the editing is all over the place. No wonder this is one of the worst movies of all time. But guess what? They made a direct-to-video sequel! Why? Just why? The only time I want to touch anything that is Alone in the Dark is the video games. Thank you! Well, except for its more recent outings. But, at least this was supposed to be the worst video game adaptation, which means there are still others that are less bad than this. Though I find that hard to believe. Tune in next time, folks, because there are some I'm not looking forward to, some I am looking forward to, and some I can't wait to show you guys. Till then, I'm Moon Spirit saying good night, but most importantly, thank you for 100 subs. Here's the 500 and beyond. Come by!
Brainwave maze breaks out, you got a hot, you collect and select to show you got the best crystal ballista of more candy cane. Okay, Cobra freak, you got a hike. Mr. the Twister, monster with the roast. Stick it up or take it up, step aside, see. Effects and defective, take a bow to the moon. Brainwave, mainframe, psycho, got a high kick. Collect and select the show, you got the best. Crystal, blisters, it's all over now. Psycho cane, Yusa cane, need some more candy cane. Okay, Cobra freak, you got a hike. Mr. the Twister, monster with the rotor. Stick it up, take